Okay, well, this is just your weekly reminder that we post every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for the full visuals. Go follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Nothing But Controversy. On Twitter, it's at NB Controversy. Make sure to go to nothingbutcontroversy.com/blog to check out all of our newest blogs, including our weekly NFL awards, our weekly NCAA top 25s by Shaner himself, one of the best looking guys on NBC. It's ridiculous. And if you want a link tree to all of our social media platforms, go to our Instagram page and click the link in our bio. Let's go to episode 42 right now.
This is Nothing But Controversy. Four guys on a podcast and we're talking about sports. Four guys on a podcast and we're talking about sports. Nothing But Controversy with Matt, Dawson, Cam, and Shaner.
Well, what's up, guys? And welcome. Hey, welcome to episode 42. Our week 4 special, I guess. We're officially 138 days away from the Super Bowl. I mean, I want it to come quick, but also I don't. It's weird.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know how I like this this countdown, but let's go into our schedule for episode 42. We're going to go into our question of the week, our game of the week, and then Shaner's going to host this or that. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. Shaner is hosting this or that this week. Then we're going into NBC trivia, top 5, and of course, our lock of the week in terms of betting. But before we head into our question of the week, as you can see, there is only 4 of us. If you're on Spotify, you can't really see. There is 4 of us. Unfortunately, Dawson couldn't be with us today. He's currently taking his SATs. He's trying to go to school in the States. He's trying to go to Washington, actually, the University of Washington, the state, try to become a Husky because he's trying to bring that program back to the National Football Playoffs. So, listen, good luck to you, Dawson. And with that being said, let's head to our question of the week. This week for the question of the week, I was actually talking to a big fan of the show, my buddy Liam Fahey. So shout out to you, buddy. And we were talking about trades because he's in one of my fantasy leagues, and he was trying to wonder what he could get for Gronk, and we were talking about how what is Gronk's value and how he ranks with other tight ends. So the question of the week this week is Gronk back to being a top 5 tight end in fantasy football? All right. So my answer is yes. But to me, he's 5. My buddy Liam had him at 3, and I disagree with that. Personally, if I was picking fantasy football, I think it's unanimous that Kelsey would be 1. I think it's starting to become unanimous that Waller would be 2. And then, even though he's not having the greatest year right now, Kittle is still my 3. And I think that TJ Hawkinson is number 4 for me now, with Gronk coming up at 5. But listen, Gronk to me is still the biggest red zone threat out of all of them, except for maybe Kelsey. But in terms of fantasy football, I think Kelsey and Waller are far ahead of everyone else. Kittle is one of those guys that could literally have 30-point weeks because he still is pretty much the number 1 target on that offense. TJ Hawkinson is part of a terrible offense that doesn't have a lot of weapons, so he's going to get a lot of targets there. He had a terrible week last week. Don't even get me started. And Gronk, it's weird because he's on the Tampa Bay Bucks offense, and anyone can have 25 points in fantasy a week on that. You just be having a good week, there's so many weapons that it's hard to cover them. But I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Off the 4 guys you named, your top 4, there's major drop off, especially when it comes to fantasy football. I don't know who would be 6, 7 guys like Noah Fant, guys, solid guys, but nothing serious. So right now, Gronk definitely belongs in the top 5. I think he's number 2 in fantasy tight ends right now. So, he's earned his spot there. Uh, if we're talking about real life, I don't. Maybe he's in the top 5 right now, but I think he's there temporarily. He's not gonna. I don't know if he's gonna produce like this all year. So obviously his value is at an all-time high right now. If you're looking to trade him or whatever, but that's a guy I would look to trade because I don't know if he can really do that all year. So yes, right now top 5, his value is probably as high as it's gonna get, but I don't know if he'll do that all year long for you.
Would you change my my top 5 from going 1 Kelsey, 2 Waller, 3 Kittle, 4 Hawk, 5 Gronk, or would you change that at all or no?
Fantasy football wise, definitely not. I would put
Yeah.
Gronk even higher just because of where he is right now. Um, so no, I wouldn't. I definitely think Hawk is a legit guy too. I think he's gonna produce all year for them. He's their best weapon. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, I don't have anything crazy to add. Top 5 fantasy guys, tight ends right now. Yes, absolutely. Is it sustainable all year? We'll see. I love the red zone targets, though. I will say that he
Yeah.
used to be last year was Mike Evans like 90% of the time. Gronk is that dude right now for that team. So I don't like how there's a lot of weapons on that offense, but the way Gronk fits into the red zone packages and even anywhere inside the 30, really, they're trying to hit him on seams and stuff. Yeah, I like him as a top 5 guy right now. I agree with you though. Yes, I would trade him. Um, yeah, his value's as high as it's gonna be right now. He might keep it up for a little bit, but we'll see where that goes. In terms of your top 5, Matt, I think I would put Hawk over Kittle right now. And Kittle's on a big decline. Kittle doesn't look like he's part of the offense right now. I mean, he had a couple of big plays last week, but since the beginning of the year, he really
This is
doesn't look like he's part of that offense whatsoever. Obviously, he's a great blocking tight end, and we know they love him for that. But in terms of fantasy, he's not a guy I'm looking to trade for if I'm missing a tight end right now.
So if tomorrow you get an offer, Kittle for nothing or Hawk for nothing, who are you taking on your team? You're taking Hawk?
I'm taking Hawk, and I'm not even thinking twice about it.
Interesting. Okay.
Cam kind of said it. I'm gonna go with yes for now, but throughout the season, I'm gonna go with no. There's too many mouths to feed out there in Tampa, and there's guys that I think are gonna start moving ahead of Gronk as the season goes on. Guys like LBS said, kind of Noah Fant. The way KJ Hamler just went down for the season, so that's one less mouth to feed in Denver. Tyler Higbee is building a big connection with Matt Stafford right now. And as much as, I rag on him in real life, Evan Ingram's a big target for Daniel Jones in New York. And there's guys like Robert Tonyan who came on last year who's a big red zone threat in Green Bay. So right now, yes, he is the way he started off. But with AB coming back, he missed this week. He'll come back. Godwin. Eventually, Mike Evans has to get going in Tampa. So I think right now, yes, but as the season prolongs, maybe after, when playoffs come along for fantasy, I don't think Gronk is going to be in that top 5 conversation.
Interesting. All right. Well, Liam Fahid, that's your answer from 4 of the 5 NBC boys. Hey, let's move on to our next segment. It's the segment we do during the NFL season. That's our game of the week. Oh, yeah. If you haven't noticed, there's still 4 of us. And before we get into the game of the week, Dawson just texted me. He said he actually wasn't taking the SATs. He was on a private jet. The Indianapolis Colts actually flew him out to be Carson Wentz's personal doctor. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Carson Wentz is made of glass right now. And I mean, a guy sprains both of his ankles in one game. They had to get the best doctor on the planet to figure out what's going on. And Dawson seems to be that guy. So Dawson, good luck figuring out what's going on there. But our game of the week this week, it's a Monday night game. So the Las Vegas Raiders are going to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Big divisional matchup. A lot of playoff implications for sure, even though it's the start of the year. And listen, my score, I think I'm 3-0 now in these, so that's good. My score is 35-28 Chargers. Okay? Listen, although the Raiders have impressed me, I think the Chargers are a better team. I'm still not completely sold on the Raiders. If they beat the Chargers, I'll be a believer. I'll say it right now. I'll start being a believer. Unless the Chargers absolutely play terrible, but the Chargers play good and they lose to the Raiders, I'll start believing in the Raiders. My X factor this week, it's the battle of the MVP candidates. Listen, Derek Carr playing out of his mind. Justin Herbert's playing about as good as he can get. To me, whoever throws the most picks is probably going to end up costing their team. Whoever makes the most mistakes. I mean, I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but like, I don't know. I think both of these offenses are playing well, and whoever makes the least amount of mistakes is probably going to come out with this game, especially since both teams are pretty good. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree here. Obviously, I was high on the Raiders last week. I still am. Don't know if I'm a believer, like Matt just said. For that reason, I'm going 27-21 Chargers. I don't think it's going to be that big of a shootout. I mean, still a high-scoring game, but I see the turnover battle being the biggest thing. Obviously, Matt just said that's a little cliche, but the Chargers have forced 6 turnovers this year and 3 against arguably the best offense of the season of the NFL here versus the Chiefs. And if we look at the Raiders D, another solid D. Trayvon Mullen got the Raiders their first pick this week, but obviously Trevon Moehrig is questionable as well, so that could be big for the Raiders defense here. So I don't know. That's something I would look out for. And all in all, I think it's going to come down to who can take care of the football, like Matt just said. And I like the Chargers to win, the NBC Game of the Week.
What'd you say the score was going to be for you?
27-21 for the Chargers.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I think it's going to be a bit of a grind, but even though it's high scoring.
Yeah, we're unanimous through 3 guys here. I'm not super confident in this pick because I really don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be tight, but I have the Chargers winning 31-27. My X factor being the Raiders O-line and the run game. The Chargers pressured Patrick Mahomes on 43% of passing plays this weekend, which is a higher percentage than the Bucs pressured him on in the Super Bowl. And we saw how badly he was running around. The Raiders lost Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson this offseason, 2 extremely important pieces. And not that Derek Carr's been running for his life. I don't have the numbers on that, but we'll see what happens. I don't like their chances. The Chargers D-line looks really good. Obviously, Joey Bosa is a problem. Derwin James is all over the field right now. But listen, if Josh Jacobs is out and they're relying on Peyton Barber again, I don't like their chances very much. He did run for over 100 and look good against Miami, but we'll see what happens. I do like the turnover battle too. Derek Carr threw a pick 6 last week. He cannot do that again this week. But Herbert and that offense look good. I'm riding the Chargers a bit here this week, but I think they'll edge them out. It will be close though, I think.
Listen, if you guys haven't noticed yet, Cam's pretty sick. And all I got to say is, Cam, that sick voice is pretty sexy.
It was a long weekend.
I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna take the Raiders though. So I'm gonna lone wolf it this week. The reason I'm taking the Raiders before I give the score is I think the Chargers sold out to beat the Chiefs. I think not that this is really a trap game with the Raiders, but I think they just gave everything they had on Sunday against the Chiefs. That right now they're kind of coming off. They're gonna drop a little bit. So that's why I go with the Raiders. The Raiders only beat Miami. Not to say Miami's not a good team, but Miami with a backup quarterback, and their record currently is 1-2, I think. So, not great. But I'm going to go 37-26 for the Raiders. I think, like I said, they sold out. I think Derek Carr. Brian Edwards is kind of getting going. Henry Ruggs is getting going. Derwin James and Darren Waller is going to be a fun matchup. But my X factor this week is the 2 Raiders corners. Casey Hayward right now has the second lowest passer rating against in the league as a corner when he's targeted. So right there, I think he's going to be with Keenan Allen all day. So if he can lock up Keenan Allen, I don't really think anybody can lock up Keenan Allen, but slow Keenan Allen down, it makes Justin Herbert have to attack Trayvon Mullen, who teams have been attacking through the first 3 games of the year, and he's looked very good. He's a physical big corner. He's going up against a big physical receiver in Mike Williams. To me, that's where it breaks down is if who's going to be more physical. And, Trayvon Mullen does get a lot of those pass interference calls because he's so physical. So it's going to be who's more physical in that battle and who could stay clean off the penalties because they're going to be hand fighting down the field the whole game. So if Trayvon Mullen could keep Mike Williams quiet, I think the Raiders win this game.
Mike Williams has been on a tear this year.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Tear.
And also, just realized a little homecoming for Casey Hayward, eh?
Yeah.
We'll see. He lined up against Keenan
He got a little banged up on the weekend too, though. I was scared for him, but he came back in the game. Merrick, that looked bad. That looked really bad. Of the injury. It's gonna be
all
an
right.
NFC West this year. I love this division so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who would have thought that the Broncos would be 3-0 after week 3, eh?
Who would have thought the Chiefs would be in last place?
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
And who had Derek Carr top 3 in the MVP up to week?
I think he's on pace to throw like 6,800 yards or something.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And listen, if you're like me and you're actually you were counting on Dawson to make your pick for this game of the week, don't worry, we'll get it to you soon. But currently he is unavailable. But yeah, let's move into a segment we haven't done in quite a while. And this week it's actually going to be hosted by Mr. Shaner himself. Let's go into this or that. Yeah, so as you can see, we're still 4. Dawson, he couldn't be here today. For those who don't know, he just bought a new Tesla. And unfortunately for him, his Tesla actually just it turned into a transformer. And it blew up a couple of houses on his street, and it disappeared. And now he's being interviewed by the FBI. So quite a mess. So if you're planning on buying a Tesla, maybe talk to Dawson first. Maybe he'll be able to change your mind. But yeah, that's probably why he's not here. But yeah, Shaner, let's hear it.
All right. As many of you guys probably saw, we posted these this or that's on the Instagram stories yesterday or Monday. So I'm gonna read off the names. It's the brothers edition. Who would you rather have right now?
It's who would you rather have right now?
Right now. Who would you rather have right now?
Okay, that changes so much.
Why would I ask who you wanted 5 years ago?
I don't know. It's just who would you rather?
Who would you rather right now of these brothers? I'm going to read off. First, we're going to start with LaMelo and Lonzo. I'm going to tell you guys, 83% of you guys had LaMelo, which I'm actually pretty surprised at 17 of you. 17% took Lonzo.
Hey, listen, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. It's unanimous. Listen, all of us have LaMelo. Public, we're all riding with you. Listen, not that Lonzo's bad, but to me, literally since high school, he's been the guy. He's been the best brother out of the Ball brothers. It's just it's been easy to see, to be honest. So yeah, there's not a lot for me to say.
I kind of disagree with that. I thought Lonzo coming out of high school was definitely the best brother.
Agreed.
But you can see it now. LaMelo has that upside. He has like superstar upside, which obviously both his brothers I don't think have. Lonzo is going to be a great NBA player his entire career, but I don't see him being the guy on any NBA team.
I will say Lonzo's a way cooler name, but gotta go with LaMelo. He's a human highlight. We saw that last year. We're gonna see it for the next 10 to 15 years probably. So yeah, no question.
Yeah, it's simple. I don't really think Lonzo can run an offense the way LaMelo can. LaMelo's a big point guard. He's kind of in that new age of point guards, getting the big guys out there running the floor. Lonzo's on his 3rd team in 4 seasons. Obviously he cashed in this year, but he's not even the guy. He's not even the number 2 guy. He's the number 3 or 4 guy right now on that team. And LaMelo is that guy in Charlotte. So LaMelo, like Liam said, LaMelo's got that potential to be a superstar, possibly win an MVP one year. So I'm gonna go with LaMelo.
Yes, sir.
Number 2. This one was a little closer. We're gonna go with the Morris brothers. Would you rather have Marquise Morris or Marcus Morris? For those who don't know, Marcus plays for the Clippers and Markieff plays for the Lakers.
How did the public go here?
It was 67-33 for Marcus.
You see, this doesn't surprise me. I have Marcus. Are we all freaking unanimous again?
There's no way.
Give me Marcus. I don't give a fuck who it is. They both do the exact same thing. I've seen some stories where they were switching each other out.
100%.
Dude, who knows? They all have the same tats. They all play the same role on whatever team they play on. I think their stats are almost insanely identical. So I don't care, man. I really don't care. Give me a Marcus Markieff. Same thing, same difference to me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was gonna say the same thing. Honestly, put them beside each other, and I couldn't tell you the difference. So
No way.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
Marcus- Marcus seems to play more of a role for the Clippers than Markieff does, so I'm gonna go with Marcus.
Back in the day, though, same fucking NBA player. Let me
100%.
tell you.
they also play in the same arena. So
Marcus kind of only popped off when he went to the Knicks, so that's when he kind of separated himself from Markieff. But moving on, we're gonna hop into the NHL ones right now. Keep in mind, this one's right now. Maybe some people didn't realize that, but right now we're gonna go with the Stahl brothers. So Jordan Stahl or Eric Stahl right now, who would you rather have? 78% of the people said they would rather have Eric Stahl right now.
Including myself, because I didn't think it was that right now. I thought it was just who's the better brother, who's had the better career. But I guess I'm going with Jordan now.
Also Jordan.
Yeah, listen, if it was 10 years ago and we're taking both of them in their primes, I'm taking Eric Stahl in his prime. Eric Stahl was a top 20 NHL player in his prime. He was disgusting when he played for the Hurricanes, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I just think Jordan Stahl has a bigger impact on whatever team he's on right now. So than what Eric Stahl has in Montreal.
yeah, I honestly, obviously, Eric Stahl had a better career, but I actually love Jordan Stahl. He's one of those guys who like does all the little things right. He's a good penalty killer, good defensive center. But yeah, take him right now. Obviously, Eric Stahl career wise though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you guys said, Jordan right now, Eric's career. Jordan's kind of, he's that leader in a young dressing room in Carolina, a team that's, goes deep into the playoffs every year, it seems like. Right now he's that third. He's kind of what that Phil Deneau guy was for Montreal right now. Doesn't get the recognition that he deserves, but he's definitely that leader of Carolina, and even on and off the ice. So Jordan's my guy right now too. Moving on. The Hughes brothers. Would you rather have Quinn Hughes or Jack Hughes? Right now, the vote was 66-34 for Quinn.
All right. Right now, I would rather have Quinn. Quinn Hughes is absolutely lighting it up in Vancouver. Maybe in 5 years from now, Jack's going to be top 5 player in the NHL. You don't even know. That's his upside. I don't know if Quinn's upside is that big, but right now I think Quinn has a bigger impact on the league than Jack does.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think Quinn could be a top 10 defenseman in this league. He's disgusting. I like what he brings on that blue line. So that's why I went with him, to be honest. Jack is going to be crazy as well. So who knows, man? This is a toss-up in my eyes.
Yeah, I like both of them, but there's a reason why Quinn was my Norris pick before last year. I love what he does. Great puck moving guy, great on the power play. He's going to be in Vancouver a long time, as long as they can get him locked up, because right now he's in Michigan with the boys, but we'll see what happens. But no, right now, yeah, absolutely Quinn Hughes. I love Jack, though, as a prospect.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jack. Just a little bias here. I'm a big Jack Hughes guy. I really like Jack Hughes. The thing that kind of set it apart also, aside from that, was how bad Quinn Hughes is defensively. He might be the worst defenseman defensively in the NHL right now. Offensively, he's electric. Can't take that away from him. He could drive the offense from the back end, and he's a big reason that Canucks score a lot of goals, especially on the power play. But defensively, he's got to be with a shutdown defenseman, or else that pair is just getting burnt every play. So that's why those are two reasons I went with Jack Hughes on that.
The worst defenseman in the defensive defenseman in the NHL. The worst.
Statistically, yeah, he's bottom 5. You ever seen that guy try and play defense?
Buddy, he's on the top. He's on the top pairing. Statistics don't mean
Have you
nothing.
ever
He's
seen
playing
him
against
play
guys like
defense?
Connor McDavid and.
Have you ever seen him play defense?
Okay, if he was the worst defensive defenseman, he'd be on the third line, and they just put him on the first line of the power play. Like, let's be honest,
It's not how you use a defenseman.
buddy. You're not gonna. You're gonna tell me.
Have you seen Vancouver's system? Vancouver's system is all about fleeing the zone. So they're gonna put the best guy to flee the zone who can get the puck out.
Okay.
And that's why they put him. He plays with guys like Tyler Myers, guys that are good defensively.
You saying that Quinn Hughes is the worst defensive defenseman in the NHL,
one-
you know you're lying. Like
He is 100%. You could check the stats. You could check the analytics. He is one of the worst defensive defensemen in the NHL.
Okay.
Because he's not. It's like he's not. He doesn't play defense. Well, not that he doesn't play defense, but he's not good defensively at all.
Okay.
I set this one out. This is a Quinn Hughes fan account, so I will say no slander.
This one, the next one was the closest one we have, and I'm surprised by the winner, honestly. Brady or Matthew Tkachuk? The public went 51% Brady.
Let's go 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're split here. So we're just like the public. Myself and Cam have Brady. Listen, Matt Tkachuk, man, shout out to that guy. He won us a couple championships for me and Shane. This is Saskatoon Sniperoon. But Brady Tkachuk, man, I'm talking about right now, Brady Tkachuk is one of the only good things going for the Sens right now. Absolutely unbelievable player, and if I'm taking him now, it means I'm getting him for a long time. So I'm gonna take him now.
I mean, Matt is like 2 years older than he is.
I still would rather Brady. I think he's a better player.
That is insane. Anyways,
Yeah, I think personally think Matt is the more talented out of the two, but it's a toss up for me. This one feels like the Marcus and Markieff Morris twins. I hate both of them, to be honest. I don't like the Tkachuk brothers. Don't know why. They just piss me off. I see them, I want to fight them. They're just those kind of guys, those kind of players, little pests. But I can't deny their talent. They're both great players, but I'm gonna give Matt the edge here.
Yeah, I could have gone with either one. Obviously, Matt Tkachuk has a little signature move in front of the net there, but look, I like where Brady's going. He's very likely going to be the captain of the Sens. So yeah, not much to say here. Honestly, they're both sick.
Yeah,
I just like Brady a little bit better.
I would understand why people would hate the Tkachuks. I'm a big Matt guy. To me, Matt's a lot better than Brady Tkachuk is. They're both really talented. What?
That's insane.
He is. To me, he's a lot more talented. Brady's kind of more physical. He's kind of a bigger body. He's also a prick, like in a good way. He's a guy you want to have on your team. He's gonna be the captain, like Cam said. I'd be shocked if anybody else got the captaincy. But to me, Matt Tkachuk's a guy that could put up 90 points a season or put up a point per game per season. He's led the Flames a couple times in points throughout his career. He's a guy who could get you 30 goals a year. A guy who could get, like I said, 82 to 90 points a year. To me, he's just more talented. But Brady seems to be the better person.
And I could also say that, like, you take Matt and put him in Brady's position with the Sens, I think he's gonna drop down. Like you're saying, like he could put 90 points, like Matt. Sure, I think you put Brady with.
I think
Brady
Brady
top line of Calgary. I think he's getting point per game too. Like
there's no way Brady's a point per game player.
All right.
I think Matt is more like Brady's physically bigger and physically a better hockey player, but Matt, talent-wise, Matt's more talented than Brady is.
Okay, so when I said Brady's a better player, you said that's insane, and you just said it. Like, figure it out.
Okay, whatever. Switching over to football here. This one was the biggest landslide we kind of had here. We're gonna go with the Kelsey brothers. So Travis Kelsey or Jason Kelsey. The public went 89-11 for Travis.
This one shouldn't even have been a question. For anyone who said Jason Kelsey, you're crazy. I know you're crazy. Both of you are fucking.
I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna 100%. I'm gonna explain why.
You're ridiculous.
I'm gonna
Travis
explain
Kelsey
why.
is gonna end up being the best freaking tight end of all time. You're
explain
insane.
why.
You're insane.
I'm gonna explain why.
Oh my god. Anyways, I had Travis, so did LBS. I don't know if Cam was joking, but he had Jason, and so did Shaner.
I'm semi-joking. If you're actually asking me who I'd take on my team today, right now, it's obviously Travis Kelsey. But I'm an Eagles fan, and I know, like, personally what Jason Kelsey has been through and all that he's brought to his franchise over the last 10-ish years since he's been in the league. Dude, the guy played with, like, a dislocated elbow. There was a game where he was braced up, both arms, both shoulders, like both knees. Like the guy is indestructible. I'm not going to try and convince you guys there's any way that I'm taking I'm taking him over Travis, but just wanted to shed some light on how big of a beauty Jason Kelsey is.
All right, I'm not gonna say I don't want Travis because I would absolutely love to have Travis.
I can't believe you're saying this right.
More than many, but right now, as a Giants fan, the bigger need is for O-line than it is for a tight end. So Jason Kelsey, I don't know why you're lying. It's true. What I just said is 100% true.
Okay.
It is. I would 100% rather have an O-line who's solid than, obviously I would love to have Kelsey, but the bigger need for the Giants right now is obviously O-line. So that's why I went with Jason. But I would have to agree. I expected this to be like 100% Travis Kelsey. And that's the only reason I would take – if the Giants had a good O-line –
Someone probably just messed up, bro. Someone probably clicked on Jason.
If the Giants had a good O-line, there's not a chance I'm taking Jason, but
there was probably a couple people fucking clicking, like just skipping through them, and they happened to punch the fucking.
They have the shit.
Or someone who's never watched football.
I gotta go with Jason to help my team.
Oh my god!
Actually, you know what probably messed people up? I think the Jason was under Travis, and the Travis was under Jason in the picture in the story. I mean,
it's possible. All right. Right now, keep in mind, right now for this one. Who would you rather have, TJ Watt or JJ Watt? The public went 54% JJ.
We're all on TJ. I think it's quite obvious. I think the reason why people said JJ is because I guess just like the poll wasn't clear. It just wasn't like it was just who would you rather have. It's like if you're asking who would you rather have, a guy's dad in his prime or a son in his prime, you never really know. You can't really compare them together. Right now, TJ Watt is easily the better player. It's not even close. But first of all, I wrote TJ now, JJ before, because JJ Watt basically was the NFL like 5 years ago. This guy like literally had a year where he had like 4 offensive touchdowns. This guy's he's a defensive lineman. Like guy had two pick six, like a pick six in 2 consecutive weeks. Like he ran the league. It made no sense how good he was. I can't believe he didn't win MVP that year. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, and he's still a dog. He's still
100%.
performing solid for the Cards, but TJ's just better, I think, right now, and a bigger part of the defense he plays on. So that's why I went with him.
Yeah, well, right in this instant, I'm taking JJ because TJ's out, but no, not actually. But yeah, JJ's get off is still wicked, but he's not doing what he used to be able to do, and TJ's just coming into his prime. So yeah, I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, pretty much. If it was before, career-wise, JJ Watt right now, obviously. Guys have 3 defensive players of the year. TJ has none, but right now TJ Watt is like I said last week, to me the number 2 edge guy in the NFL. So I gotta go with TJ. Next one, 2 kind of relatively young guys in the league. The Bosa brothers. So would you rather have Nick or Joey? Public went 63% Nick.
Me and the public are vibing right now. I'm going with Nick. All right, so me and Liam have Nick, and Cam and Shaner have Joey. You know who's not vibing right now? Me and Shaner. We just can't get on the same page. Fuck. Listen, this one's quite a. It's about as close to a toss-up as you're gonna get in this for me. But right now, I think Nick is just, to me, Nick is the better player right now. I think he's just the bigger threat. And I think he just does more for that defense than Joey Bosa does for his.
Can't really do that when he's on IR every year.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. But but yeah, to me it's still a toss up. I don't know. I like both brothers. They're both dogs, you know. But I agree. I do think Nick has the edge over him. And that Niners defense is just legit, and I think he's the reason why. So that's why I went with Nick. But I still think Joey's a top, maybe even a top 5 DN in the league, you know. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go Joey here just because he's been like a foundational piece for that Chargers defense for the last since he's been in the league. Really, like it's been him and Derwin James, and Joey's missed a lot of time too. Like it's a weird comparison here because both guys have missed almost full seasons with injuries, but I just really like what Joey does. He's super flexible. Nick is too, obviously. They're pretty much, again, splitting images of each other almost, but yeah, I like the way the Chargers use Joey a lot though. Like he was crazy on the weekend, but yeah, I listen, if you're giving me the choice of either, I'm happy to take both of them.
Yeah, I went with Joey. Like Cam said, they kind of both have a lot of injuries, but Joey's been in the league longer, so I've seen him play more often than I've seen Nick. So I have a bigger sample size of Joey than I do Nick. So that's like Cam said. Also, they're spitting images of each other. It's literally like watching. If you put them side by side, it's like watching the same player. But I just have more NFL experience watching Joey than I do Nick. Last one. I kind of just threw this one in for the baseball fans, so you guys could be happy. We're gonna go with the Seager brothers, Corey Seager for the Dodgers or Kyle Seager for the for the Mariners. The public went 65% Corey.
Public. I'm with you. Is that how you write Corey? My bad. All right, so we're all on Corey. Listen, if I'm going to be honest, correct me if I'm wrong, was Corey a finalist for NL MVP like a few years back?
Probably.
Literally think he was. So
He won Rookie of the Year by like a landslide, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Listen, I guess if I just see that, I'm going to take that right away. It's hard to and I don't know. I feel like I mean, like Shaner said in the last, I feel like I've definitely seen more of Corey than the other guy.
Yeah, this one's the one that's not the closest for me. Corey's I think like 6 years younger than his older brother is. He has like 2 batting titles. He won the what's it called, World Series MVP last year too. So I think he has better career numbers. I think he's better right now. I think he's better all the time. So I'm going with Corey.
Yeah, nothing to add. I'm not a huge baseball guy. Obviously, that's well documented on this podcast. But yeah, I've heard Corey Seager a lot more than I've heard Kyle Seager. So that's all I have to say.
Listen, both guys are good with their bats. Both guys are good defensively. Corey, to me, he's just entering his prime, and I feel like his prime is already better than what Kyle's was. So that's why I went with Corey. And he's got that World Series in his belt. I don't even know if
which Kyle does not.
Yeah, I don't even know if Kyle's ever
don't think so.
Playoffs.
True.
All right. Well, that does it for this or that. Thanks, Shaner, for hosting. I think you did a pretty damn good job. Say thank you. Say it.
All right, next segment. Fuck. Jesus.
Oh, okay. Let's go into NBC trivia. All right. So, welcome back to episode 42 in NBC trivia, where myself, Matthew Campbell, the defending champion, will be hosting. This is the scoreboard. And as you can see, there are only 3 contestants. Again, Dawson can't be here. He's currently competing in something else, actually. He's competing in the Masked Singer. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to tell you that. So listen, if you see a guy in the Indianapolis Colts mascot singing at the Masked Singer, and he's about to pull his head off, don't be surprised. I mean, yeah, be surprised, I guess. Act surprised. But yeah. Let's go into NBC trivia. Okay. So we got 9 questions. Okay. We're gonna go with 6 NFL questions and 3 fighting questions. Ooh, haven't done a lot of fighting questions on this trivia. Okay. So we'll start with the fighting questions. Okay. Is everyone ready? The first question is, these are quite easy fighting questions if you're a fighting fan. Okay. Who is currently the UFC middleweight champion of the world?
What the fuck?
I don't know, bro. I don't follow fighting like that.
Me neither.
But I have a good guess, I think.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, fuck. I have no idea.
Okay, so LBS had who?
Usman.
Kamaru Usman. Cam had Israel Adesanya, and Shaner had Diaz.
No idea. I
What?
threw out a name right there.
Nick or Nate?
Nick Diaz got fucked up on Saturday.
Nate. I was going Nate.
Yeah.
I
Nate?
just threw out a name.
The correct answer is Israel Adesanya, and Cam is on the board.
I'm
Damn,
going
I thought
0 for
that was-
3.
He's gonna sweep these, folks.
No,
I'm going 0 for
kinda
3 on
rusty
these
with my
bad boys.
division winners right now.
Huh?
I'm a little bit rusty with these, but
Listen.
If it's another weight class question, just count the boys out.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? I'm counting you guys out because who is currently the UFC welterweight champion?
Bro, I'm going with this guy every fucking answer. I don't give a fuck anymore.
All right, Shane has Diaz. I am. All right, we got Usman from the 2 boys from
There
Canada.
you go, OBS.
Let's go.
The correct answer is Kamaru Usman.
I'm pulling for LBS right now. LBS,
All right,
bro, tie him up.
that was 2 UFC questions. Now we're doing 1 boxing question. Very easy. Very easy.
All right.
oh,
Who is currently a heavyweight champion in this world?
How should we get this wrong?
There are
Wait,
2.
did this just happen?
There are 2, and you can correctly name one. You will win.
yeah, it did just happen.
I'm definitely.
Fuck, I forgot who fought.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, baby.
All right. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk are the correct answers,
On the board.
and all of the boys
Up there.
have got
Yeah.
them. After the fighting round, Cam is at 3, LBS is at 2, Shaner is at 1. And now we go into the NFL round. Okay? This is current NFL stat category leaders
Oh, man.
Like this season?
after week 3.
Okay.
All right? Let's start with who is currently the NFL leader in passing yards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Derek Carr from all 3 of the boys. The correct answer is Derek Carr. All the boys are on the board. Question number 2. Who is currently the NFL leader in passing touchdowns? Ooh.
Probably wrong.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got Stafford from Cam and Shaner. We got Tom Brady from LBS.
Who is it?
LBS has just tied Cam. Tom Brady.
Oh,
Please win LBS.
get in.
To think of
I don't want to win this one because it's my first. It's gonna be my first dub, but big asterisk because
'Cause,
obviously our boy is over there taking SATs and he's in Indy and he's somewhere else. I don't know. Fuck.
all right. Who is currently the leader in receiving yards? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got Cup from
Is it Cup?
everyone. The
Yeah.
correct answer is Cooper Cup. Great job.
My
All
dog.
Now we're getting into the harder ones. Because who takes note of defensive stats, right? Who is currently the NFL leader in tackles?
Oh, I saw this the other day, but it was after week 2.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't have a guess.
We got Bobby Wagner from Shaner. We got Kendricks from Cam. We got, I don't know what that says. It says nothing.
Liam. It
That
says
says,
Liam.
oh, Liam.
Yeah.
Listen. The boys in first place have someone breathing down their neck because Bobby Wagner is the correct answer.
I think
And
Eric Harris is 2 though.
And Shaner is right back in it. All right. Who currently leads the league in interceptions?
Oh, there's 2 guys here.
Is he alone or no?
Not gonna answer that.
So, but then I could put multiple names, you know?
Nope. You just
Fuck.
put 5, 4,
This is so wrong.
2, 1. Let's raise them.
Wait. I just remembered.
Oh, fuck. LBS is right.
You got JC
I don't know.
Jackson
I don't
from
know.
LDS.
Yeah, you're right.
Shaner from Mike Edwards, and we have Trayvon Diggs / Logan Wilson. Is there a way I can give 2 points? Because both of Cam's answers are correct.
That's insane.
My goodness.
That's crazy.
Are those the only 2 guys?
Those are the only 2
They
guys.
both have 3.
How many
I
picks
saw it
do they
yesterday.
have?
I saw it
3?
yesterday.
They each
Fuck,
have
JC
3,
only
I
has 2.
believe. JC has 2.
Because I saw a quote from Logan Wilson and it said like they asked him about it and he's like, "That's what happens when you go to the ball every play" or something like that.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Shaner has officially been eliminated.
What's the
But we
score?
go into the final question where LBS has 5 and Cam has 6.
Well, time to tank.
All right. The question
Please do.
is, who currently leads the NFL in sacks?
Gotta be like
5, 4.
Whoa, yeah, that's too quick.
Is that too quick? Okay.
A little bit.
I'll wait.
me a little peek, Shaner.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got Chandler Jones from LBS. We got Chandler Jones from LBS and Cam. We got Myles Garrett from Shaner. The correct answer is Myles Garrett.
I wanted to go Myles Garrett too.
Myles Garrett
How many does he have?
had 4.5 sacks yesterday, 2 days
Wow.
ago, and had 1 sack before that. Chandler Jones got 5 sacks in his first week and has not had a sack since.
Yeah, I knew that, but I just figured he's got to be up there still.
So, congratulations to Cameron, the episode 42 trivia champion. I look forward to you hosting next week.
I don't look forward
And
to it.
with that being said, let's head into everyone's favorite segment, Top 5. Right. Well, this week we decided to do top 5 favorite nicknames of all time. Okay. And since Dawson couldn't be with us today, we'll give you his nickname and that nickname is Big D. Okay, because he was a big force in the D line. But not only that, there's another reason. It's too inappropriate for this podcast, but I
Big
think
force in the bed.
Big D kind of explains it all. All right, so let's go into my top 5 favorite nicknames of all time. Shout out to Shaner and Big D. Those are some pretty good ones. Number 5, great nickname, Prime Time, Deion Sanders. My goodness, like that is one hype nickname. Number 4, if you came out to NBC's first ever trivia night, there was actually a question about this. Bartolo Colon's nickname, Big Sexy. I mean, are you kidding me? That is funny. That is a great nickname. Number 3, my favorite athlete of all time, King James. My goodness. Guy was named King James before he even came into the NBA. Like, you're the king. Burger King for the king, baby. Fuck. Number 2, Matt Ryan. Matty Ice. My goodness. Freaking, when you have a name like Matt, people start calling you Matty Ice when you make clutch plays in sports. So that's kind of stuck with me. I kind of changed it to Matty Spice. But, yeah. Number 1, my favorite receiver of all time, Calvin Johnson. Megatron. Megatron, big-bodied transformer. Tore everything in his path. Calvin Johnson, big body receiver. Tore everything in his path. You are the man. Those are my top 5 nicknames.
Yeah, those are all some pretty badass nicknames, and I have none of them. So
There you go. We got some variety.
today. All right, boys. Yes, sir. Number 5. This might actually be my I think is the most original one, but Katie's the Slim Reaper. I don't know who thought of it, but that's a cool nickname. That's original. Number 4. This is a classic for all the Montreal people. The Rocket Richard. The Rocket on skates. You know what it is? Number 3. Another classic, Magic Johnson. What a great first name, or nickname, I guess. But it's turned into his first name these days. Number 2, another classic, one that, you know, a whole sneaker brand was named after, Air Jordan. Come on. You jump so high, people call you Air? Fuck, that's respect. Number 1, and I think this is crazy because this is a self-proclaimed nickname and it's stuck. Black Mamba. Come on, Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Sick nickname that he gave himself, and that stuck. So, hey, there's my favorite nicknames of all time.
Another nickname I forgot to mention in my honorable mentions, LBS. My goodness. What a nickname.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know who came up with that nickname, you baby? Fuck.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I like him. LBS. He also sounded like you were reading for a commercial there, which like was pretty cool. Like, yeah.
When it comes to top 5s, bro, I have to put in work. You know, I put on a little show for the fans.
The photo's sick. Like your pregame in like primetime NFL game.
I wish.
At 5, I have Megatron as well. Just a sick name, like just find it cool. At number 4, Magic Johnson. Another I just find these names all cool.
Yeah.
Number 3, Sweetness. Walter Payton. I never got to watch him play. Just find that a cool nickname. Sweet is becoming a bit of a funny word here, but anyways, at number, where am I? 2? Primetime. Deion Primetime Sanders. It does not get better than that. You're named after what everyone waits for every single week. Yeah, he had a huge influence. And then at number 1, bit of a bias because I love Conor McGregor, but the Notorious.
Yeah.
That name holds weight, man. And when he walks around with his sack hanging out on his shoulders, like, you know he's going to fuck someone up. And when that announcer just screams, the Notorious, you know it's coming. You know it's about to be a show.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 that you guys didn't say, but I'm gonna start off number 5, Megatron. I don't know, it just kind of fit him, like Matt kind of described before. It just fit him. Number 4, Primetime. It's as good as I feel like that's as good as it gets in NFL. I say that, but number 3 is also an NFL player, Jerome Bettis, the Bus. I don't, I don't
I
know
love
why.
it. I love
That,
it.
that shit always killed me. When he said it, like the next stop is Canton. The bus's next stop was Canton. That shit hit me. I don't know why. So the bus, that guy was a unit. There's no way that guy should be playing running back. Jerome Bettis was a big man. Number two, the next two are hockey ones. Number two, Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams. You know how clutch you have to be to get the name Mr. Game 7? You got to be disgusting. You got to show up when it's time to show up. So Justin Williams, good for you, Mr. Game 7. Number one, I got the Rocket Richard. The name's so good they named an AHL team after him. So
That's
the
a great
Rocket,
point.
the Rocket is my number one.
All right. Well, that being said, let's head into our last segment. Let's end off with a bang with our lock of the week in terms of betting. Okay. Well, listen, last week we came up with a punishment for if your lock of the week did not hit. Unfortunately, mine did not. I believe LBS's did not. Did you guys hit? Yeah.
Barely.
Listen,
Mine went to
I'm not bailing out of it. I'm just letting you guys know tomorrow I'm going to the golf course. I'm gonna be drinking on the golf course, so I'll shotgun a White Claw or a Bud Light, whatever I'm drinking for you guys, and I'll throw it in the story. And LBS will probably do the same. Don't want to speak for LBS, but I feel like that's something he'd like to do.
What was your lock?
My lock was Lamar Jackson over 2.5 total touchdowns, and he got one, I think.
That was a quiet game. LBS,
Yeah.
what do you have again? Thursday. Oh, Ian McCaffrey. That was
It was
unfortunate.
CMC
That was tough.
over 45.5 receiving yards. Yeah, that is tough.
Unfortunate. But listen, last week is last week. Let's go into this week. And if you guys wanted to know the real reason why Dawson's not here, it's because unfortunately he's having migraines. So that's why he couldn't join the show. But hopefully this will make him feel better. Because my lock of the week is Colts plus 1.5 against the
Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins. I wrote Eagles. I was like, wait, I thought it was the Dolphins. I don't know why I wrote Eagles there. But yeah, Colts plus 1.5 against the Dolphins. Let's do it. Dawson, I'm with you.
I like that. Well, I'm going back to Thursday night game. Another player prop. James Robinson over 3.5 receptions. I think the Jags are going to want to simplify things for Trevor now that he's throwing so many picks and design some quick hitters for him, or even emphasize on going through your checkdowns and hitting your checkdown real quick. So I love it, and it's at plus 155. Great value for a lock, boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to another one with sick value here. Everyone's high on the Broncos right now, which I get. They're 3-0. No one expected them to be here, but they played the Jets. Sorry, Shaner, but the Giants and the Jags. They haven't played anyone really of relevance so far. They have the Ravens this week. I'm getting the Ravens at plus 1.5 right now. Take that. I'm gonna go money line straight up. Yeah, the Ravens are in a different league still, even with a couple injuries. I think they win by a touchdown at least.
I'm going to go back to the well that has treated me so well. College football. This one I don't actually know if it's going to hit. This one's a little riskier because last week I went with Florida over Tennessee. So the over-under right now in the Alabama game, Alabama-Ole Miss, is currently set at 79.5.
Okay.
Holy shit.
I'm taking the over.
Whoa.
Only one game this year between the two of them has one of them not scored at least 40 points, and that was Alabama against Florida. So I'm taking the over. We might have to get the beer bong ready because I'm not very confident with that one.
Hey, listen, you went with a pretty easy one last week. I'll give it to you this week. This is
I was honestly very close to taking under 80 as my lock for that game, but
I went back and forth on it, but I gotta.
well, last year it was like 52 to 40 something, I think, the final score. So
Matt Corral
Life
right
is
now
too short to bet. Life is too short to bet the under. Just always remember that, okay?
pretty sure Matt
it's
Corral
also
right
too
now.
short to follow our advice on betting. So
Yeah, very true.
And-
Matt Corral's number
I think-
one right now in the Heisman, and Bryce Young is kind of he's got something to prove. So We'll see what happens.
Fired up for that game, let me tell you.
I hope Ole Miss wins.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Well, listen, that does it for episode 42. I promise you guys that on episode 43, our good friend of the show, Dawson, will be back. All right? So,
Yes.
give this little video a like. Give this video a share. And, of course, this cutie with the Seattle hat will give you a big, wet, and fat kiss.